Hello everyone. This morning I'm going to read a story that's all about hope. Hope and a promise. A promise of a new beginning after what seemed to be something very scary. And that story is the story of Noah. You can find it in your Bibles in Genesis chapters 6 to 9. But the version I'm reading comes from the Jesus Storybook Bible.
God had told Noah that there was going to be a big flood. And he told him he needed to build an ark, which was like a huge ship. And in the ark he was going to place 2 of every animal and himself and his family. When the ark was finally ready, God said, "All aboard!" And Noah's family and all the animals climbed inside. Then God shut the door and it started raining for minutes. That joined up into hours, that joined up into days, that joined up into weeks and weeks. And the rain joined up into puddles, that joined up into rivers, that joined up into lakes, that joined up into a flood that covered the whole world. Their boat that had seemed so big now suddenly seemed very small.
I'm sure we all feel like that too. Our houses can now seem very small as we're stuck there for lockdown. And just like Noah didn't know how long it was going to go on, we also feel a bit worried because we don't know how long we've got to stay in our homes for either. But let's carry on listening to the story because there is a way out and God is always there.
But in the middle of the huge storm, in the crashing waves, in all the thunder and lightning, through it all, God was with them. And God kept them safe for 40 long days and 40 long nights. Finally, the rain stopped, the sun came out, and Noah threw open all the windows. "Hurrah!" everyone shouted. At last, the boat landed quite suddenly on top of a great mountain. As soon as it was safe, God said, "Out you come." And so they did, everyone skipping and dancing onto dry land. The first thing Noah did was to thank God for rescuing them, just as he had promised. And the first thing God did was to make another promise. "I won't ever destroy the world again." And like a warrior who puts away his bow and arrow at the end of a great battle, God said, "See, I have hung my bow up into the clouds." And there, just where the storm meets the sun, was a beautiful bow made of light. It was a new beginning in God's world.
I love the ending to this story. Rainbows are absolutely beautiful. I always love looking at one when I see it in the sky. And now we know that rainbows are a sign of a promise that God's always going to be with us. He's not going to let bad things destroy the world. Today we can see lots of rainbows, even when there aren't storms in the sky, because people have drawn, painted, chalked, made so many different rainbows that we can see all around us as we walk the streets. And I love seeing them because they show that we're all hopeful and that we're all sticking by that promise that we know we're going to come through this and out the other side.